I knew something was wrong the moment my phone buzzed at 11:47 p.m. Not because of the time. Late-night messages weren't unusual for us, but because of the trembling in my hands before I even unlocked the screen. Maybe it was intuition. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was both. Her message glowed in the dark room like a threat waiting to unfold. We need to talk. I did something terrible and don't know how to tell you. For a moment my breath stopped. Not slowed, stopped. Frozen mid-inhale, like my lungs refused to participate in whatever was about to happen next. My wife, Emma, the soft-spoken woman who apologized even when she wasn't wrong, had never written something like this in the 12 years we'd been together. I stared at the message so long the screen dimmed. And still I didn't reply. Because the moment I did, whatever she was holding back would become real. The wait. She didn't come home that night. She didn't call. Didn't text again. I lay on my back in our bed, watching the ceiling fan spin, each rotation making my thoughts blur and collide until they were nothing but tangled dread. Our last week together flickered through my mind like a badly cut film reel. Her distant eyes, her forced smiles, the night she came home smelling of rain and someone else's cologne. Notice. I just didn't want to believe. At 6:13 a.m., exhaustion won, and I drifted off. At 6:17 the front door opened. The sound jolted me upright. I rushed downstairs, heart pounding hard enough to bruise ribs, and found her standing in the doorway. Hair messy, face pale, eyes swollen, hands shaking. Her gaze lifted to mine, and just like that, my world began to tilt. "Daniel," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." The confession begins. She didn't sit on the couch. Didn't walk to the kitchen. Just stayed frozen near the door, like she wasn't sure she deserved to come in. "Where were you?" I asked, voice calm only because my heart was numb. She swallowed. "I couldn't come home. I was terrified you'd look at me and know. That you'd see everything I couldn't hide." "Emma, what did you do?" I forced the words out. Her chin quivered. "Can we sit? Please." We sat on opposite ends of the couch. No accidental touching, no warmth, just two people separated by a universe of dread. She twisted her wedding ring. "I made a mistake. Terrible one. And I." "Just say it," I whispered. She sucked in a shaky breath. "I slept with someone." The room didn't explode. Didn't collapse. Simply paused. The clock ticked. My breathing changed. Something sharp lodged under my ribs. "When?" I asked. 2 months ago. "And last night?" Silence. Her silence was an answer. A burning rose in my throat. So this wasn't a one-time mistake. Her eyes filled again. I don't know what it was. It wasn't love. It wasn't anything real. I was lonely and angry and stupid. Lonely, angry, stupid. Words people used when they didn't want to say the truth. "You said you did something terrible," I said. "What's worse than cheating on your husband?" Her hands tightened. "There's more." More. The air in the room thickened. My voice dropped. "Tell me." She looked at me with a kind of despair I'd never seen in her. "It wasn't just someone. It was." A knock interrupted her mid-sentence. We both turned. 3 sharp knocks. Insistent. Emma's face drained of color. "Oh God, no, not now." I stood, confusion turning to unease. "Are you expecting someone?" "No," she whispered. "Please, Daniel, don't open it." Another knock. Louder. I ignored her and walked to the door. My hand hesitated on the knob. Then I pulled it open. A man stood on our porch. Early 30s. Well-dressed in business casual clothes that didn't match the desperation in his eyes. "Can I help you?" I asked. His gaze drifted over my shoulder toward Emma. "Emma, please," he said, voice raw. "We can't hide this anymore." I felt my stomach twist into a rope. I'd imagined many things. This wasn't one of them. The stranger. I stepped outside, closing the door behind me so Emma and the stranger were separated. "Who the hell are you?" I demanded. He swallowed hard. "My name is Michael. And I'm." I'm the man who's been seeing your wife. My fist tightened. My vision shook. If he had said one more word, one more syllable, I might have hit him. But he kept talking. I didn't come to fight, I swear. I came because something happened and you deserve to know. I moved closer. Know what? He looked at the ground. She told you about us, right? She told me enough. There's more, he said. And she's too scared to say it. Hey, it. He lifted his eyes to mine. She's pregnant. The world stopped. Completely. Sound fell away. My breath fled my body. Pregnant. 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 The word echoed in my skull like a dropped stone hitting the same bruise again and again. No, I rasped. No, you're lying. I wish I were, he whispered. We found out 2 weeks ago. I felt everything collapse inside me. My lungs, my trust, my marriage, everything. I stepped back dizzy. Get away from my house. Now. He nodded slowly. If she tells you I'm lying, I can show you the messages. The dates. The test results. I'm not here to make this harder. I just couldn't let her hide it. He walked away. I didn't watch him leave. I couldn't see anything through the blur of everything breaking. Inside the house. I re-entered the house. Emma stood where I'd left her, trembling. You talked to him, she whispered. Pregnant? I asked, voice cracking at the edges. Her knees buckled and she sank to the floor. I didn't know how to tell you. Is it his? Tears slid down her cheeks. I don't know. That was worse than yes. I sat on the arm of the couch, my hand covering my mouth, trying to keep all the screams from escaping. How long? I asked. We found out 2 weeks ago. I wanted to tell you. Tried. But every time I looked at you, I felt sick with guilt. I thought if I pretended. If I waited, maybe. Maybe what? Snap. Maybe it would magically fix itself. She nodded helplessly. Yes. I laughed. Bitter, broken sound. God, Emma, what did you do to us? She crawled toward me, reaching for my hand. Please, Daniel, look at me. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I'll do anything to fix this. Just don't walk away. Don't give up on us. I looked at her outstretched hand. The hand that wore the ring I'd placed there on a day I thought would be the happiest of my life. I didn't take it. The wound. I stood and walked toward the kitchen, needing space to breathe, but she followed me. Please, she whispered, voice shaking. Please say something. You want something. I said, turning sharply. Fine. Here's something. I don't even know who I'm looking at right now. She flinched. I trusted you more than anyone, I continued. I built a life with you. Chose you every day. And you chose someone else. It wasn't choosing, she cried. It was running away. I was scared. I was lonely. You were always working, always tired, always distracted. Don't blame me for your betrayal. She covered her face. I'm not blaming you. I'm explaining. I was breaking inside and I didn't know how to say it. He saw it. He paid attention. I was weak. I was stupid. And reckless, I added. Irresponsible. Cruel. And now you're pregnant. With whose child you don't even know. She sobbed harder, collapsing onto the floor. I turned away, unable to watch. The decision. After a long silence, she whispered. Do you hate me? No, I said instantly. It surprised both of us. Hating you would be easier, I continued. But I don't. I'm angry. I'm shattered. But I don't hate you. Then what happens now? I leaned against the counter, closing my eyes. I need space, I said. I can't stay here. Not right now. Not like this. She crawled closer again. Please don't leave. I'm not leaving forever, I said quietly. But I'm leaving today. Her breath hitched. Where will you go? A hotel. Friend's place. I don't know. She wiped her face. And us. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I loved. At the woman who had broken me in ways I didn't know were possible. At this moment, said slowly. I don't know if there's still an US. I need time. I need honesty. I need the truth. And I need to decide if I can live with what you've done. She nodded, devastated. And the baby, she whispered. The word stabbed through me again. I don't know, I said honestly. But that's another reason I need space. I need to think without anger. Without betrayal clouding everything. She covered her mouth and sobbed again. I walked past her toward the stairs. Every step felt like peeling apart two pieces of something that had once been whole. The final moment. At the doorway to our bedroom I stopped. Emma. She looked up from the floor, red-eyed and trembling. Whatever happens next, I said softly. Don't lie to me again. I can handle the truth. I can't handle more lies. She nodded fiercely. No more lies. I swear. I grabbed a bag, packed clothes, toiletries, my laptop, and a picture frame. Our wedding photo. I don't know why I took it. Maybe to remind myself of what love looked like before betrayal reshaped it. I walked downstairs. She stood at the bottom, trembling. Can I hug you? Just once. I hesitated. Then I shook my head. I can't, I whispered. Not right now. Her face broke. I walked past her, opened the front door, and stepped into the cold morning air. Before closing it behind me, I said the only thing that felt true. I don't know if this is the end. But it's the beginning of something else. Something we'll both have to face. Then I shut the door. Not gently. Not angrily. Just firmly. The way you close a chapter you never asked to read.